At welcome to Singkaban at Balanghai. Pasasalamat at Pagsalubong, the ceremony for the turnover of the University of the Philippines Presidency from our 21st President, Inaugural Concepcion, to Angelo A. Jimenez, our 22nd President. Singkaban at Balanghai. Singkaban at Balanghai is the theme of the ceremony for the turnover of the UP Presidency from President Danilo L. Concepcion to President Angelo A. Jimenez. Singkaban is the folk art tradition of making ornate bamboo art installations in Bulacan, the province of outgoing UP President Danilo L. Concepcion. Balanghai is a plank boat adjoined by a carved-out plank that edged out through pins and dowels. It was first mentioned in the 16th century chronicles of Pigafetta and is found to be the oldest watercraft in the Philippines. The oldest known Balanghai has been carbon dated to 320 CE, located in Butuan City, the incoming UP President Angelo Jimenez's hometown. Metaphorically, both Singkaban and Balanghai are most fitting symbols for our UP community leaders. The installations have 8 arches in the composition representing the 8 constituent units of the UP system. Those arches are also in the shape of the prow of the Balanghai. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to announce the arrival of the 22nd President of the University of the Philippines, Honorable Angelo A. Jimenez. Please all rise for the honors of President Angelo A. Jimenez.
Tanghal! To! Tanghal. Baba! To!
You may now take your seats.
Mahal na Pangulo, handa na po ang mga talagpandangal. Na! Tanghal! To! Alpunan, tanghal, alis. Baba, alis. Madala, alis. Baba! To! Mahal na Pangulo, tapos na po ang parangal. Yes. Mga kasama, ipinapaabot ng ating mahal na Pangulo na si Attorney Angelo Jimenez ang paparating na ika-22 Pangulo ng Universidad ng Pilipinas ang kanyang taus-pusong pasasalamat para sa parangal na iginawad natin sa kanya sa umagang ito.
Yes po. And kay President Concepcion naman. Wait lang po, wait lang po. Ma'am, kay President Concepcion naman po, nakaredy na po siya. Okay, and go.
And now let us welcome the 21st President of the University of the Philippines, the Honorable Danilo Ladizabal Concepcion. Please all rise for the honors for outgoing UP President Danilo Ladizabal Concepcion.
All. To. Baba. Polis. Dala. Polis. Baba. To.
Pwede na po paupuin.
You may now take your seats.
Mahal na Pangulo, handa na po ang mga talpandangal upang libutin. Uwi ka ma. Na. Tanghal. To. Tanghal. Polis. Baba. Polis. Dala. Polis. To. Mga kasama, ipinapaabot ng ating mahal na Pangulo na si Attorney Danilo Concepcion, ang ika-21 Pangulo ng Universidad.
May I request everyone to please rise for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
All.
You may now take your seats.
Baba. Angkat pakanan.
Please welcome the UP Symphony Orchestra Quartet. Thank you very much. UP Symphony Orchestra Quartet for performing Salute the Mu by Edward Elgar and Por una Cabeza by Carlos Gardel. UPSO is the UP official system-wide orchestra under the supervision of Emeritus Professor Josefino Chino Toledo. The past few years, the UP Symphony Orchestra had very successful concerts, the most recent of which was their first international concert on January 8 and 9 at the National Kaohsiung Center for the Arts. It was highly acclaimed, and we again would like to congratulate the UP Symphony Orchestra Quartet and the UP Symphony Orchestra for performing this morning and for the wonderful performances during the past few years. Let's give them a very warm round of applause. So let us now listen to the 21st President of the University of the Philippines as he delivers his valedictory address. President Danilo Latizabal Concepcion.
Former CHED Chairman, Tati Likwanan. Former UP President, Emer Roman. Former members of the Board of Regents and incumbent regents of the university. Members of the Diplomatic Corps. Our special guests from Taiwan. President Yang of the National Kaohsiung University of Science and Technology. Mga kasama ko sa UP, mga kaibigan, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. 6 na taon na ang nakalipas mula noong inilipat sa akin ni Pangulong Alfredo Pascual ang pamamahala sa ating universidad. Dito rin, sa lugar na ito, ang paglilipat naganap. Kung natatandaan ninyo, itinuro ko ang inyong mga mata sa plaza sa harap ng oblation. Ginamit ko ang plasang ito bilang isang halimbawa kung ano po ang magiging patakaran ng aking pamamahala. The plaza that used to be a reflecting pool with water fountains, when it was erected sometime in 1974, became a grass lawn when its stub cracked sometime in 1981. Instead of fixing the problem to keep the beauty of the plaza, the pool was filled with the earth and converted into a grass lawn. I told you then that it's not how I would run our university. Now see for yourself the plaza. It has been restored to its original design and beauty. It's the policy of my administration to keep wide and open green spaces in our campus. Kaya kung mapapansin po ninyo, ang ating mga bagong gusali ay itinatayo ng magkakalayo at maraming palapag pataas. Alam po ninyo, nung ako ay nag-assume ng aking position as president, 3 facilities na po ng UP ang nasusunog. Nasunog ang KASAA, nasunog ang Faculty Center, at nasunog din ang shopping center. Ang shopping center po ngayon ay matatapos na. Ito po ay 4 na palapag. Ang Faculty Center na noon ay 3 palapag ay matatapos na rin. Ito po ngayon ay 10 palapag at mayroong parking building sa likod, 5 palapag. Ito po, sana ay gamitin bilang conference facility ng ating universidad. Kaya yung mga tanong na sumunod, ano kaya ang dapat nating sunugin upang mapalitan ng bago? We want our facilities to be upgraded, to be at par with the best, not only in our country, but also in the region. So we have acquired supercomputers through the generosity of people who care about the future of our students and our country. We also acquired the best medical equipment for PGH to continue training and producing the best doctors and medical practitioners. One of the things I required Dr. Gap Ligaspi, our PGH director, was to give me a list of all the medical equipment that the good hospitals in the country have. Hindi ko na po sasabihin ko ano-ano yung mga ospital na yon. I told him that we should have all those equipment those hospitals have to be worthy of the name that we are the best hospital and the best college of medicine. Now, we do not only have all the equipment the other hospitals have. Meron na po tayo ng lahat ng equipment na meron sila, pero meron tayong equipment na wala sila. I have always believed that the life of a student in the university should be a total learning experience. The university should be a hub for the culture and the arts, a place to uplift the students' awareness and appreciation of music, the arts, the visual performing arts. Hence, my agenda included the revival of the University Symphony Orchestra, and with the help of the regents led by now President Gigil Jimenez, we succeeded in reviving the Youth Symphony Orchestra, which is now called the UP Symphony Orchestra. And to dramatize to the community the difference music brings to our campus experience, we have invited the Philippine Philharmonic Orchestra of CCP to perform several times in our campuses while the UP Symphony Orchestra was being organized and getting ready to perform. We organized choral, writing, and photo competitions, and to provide space where our students can perform their talents or exhibit their works, we designed our new buildings to serve as galleries and theaters. At hindi rin po natin pababayaan, ire-restore po natin ang mga artwork sa Pilipinas. Kaya itatayo po natin ang isang programa. Ito po yung Art Restoration Program. Parang ayaw ninyo yun, ha? Today, we add another page to the long and eventful history as I turn over the presidency of the university to my worthy successor, Attorney Angelo Gigil Jimenez, to whom we extend our warmest and sincerest welcome. It's hard to believe that 6 years have passed since I myself was welcomed here by President Alfredo Pascual. You will forgive this senior if he cannot recall everything he said then. But I am sure my words were full of hope and optimism with the promise of transforming UP into a more supportive, more livable, and more dynamic environment for work and study. Little did we know what monumental challenges lay ahead of us. No one could have predicted that a devastating pandemic would ravage the world, changing the way we live and work forever. Like every other university, we had to adjust and adapt. But unlike many other universities, we were able to take the lead in responding to the pandemic on both the public and private health and research fronts. It is tempting to be remembered as the pandemic president. Danilo Concepcion, the pandemic president. But in fact, much of what we achieved happened before, throughout, and despite the pandemic, and will benefit the university long after we put that period behind us. Our challenges emerged almost as soon as we took office in February of 2017. The adoption of K-12 resulted in a temporary but significant drop in enrollments. We also had to reconfigure our GE curriculum to make it conform with the K-12. In August 2017, 6 months into my term, Republic Act 10931 was signed into law, providing for free tuition and exemption from other fees in all state universities and colleges. While this law was still to take effect the following year, here in UP, we implemented this immediately. It was against this backdrop that my administration's academic initiatives were set to enhance the quality of the university's degree programs and set the stage for UP's transformation as the university of the future. Over my 6-year term, a total of 60 new degree programs were instituted in our CUs from 2017 to 2022. At the start of my administration, we aimed to develop academic and research programs in 3 frontier areas, namely data science, artificial intelligence, and the omic sciences. As I end my term, UP has instituted master's and PhD programs in data science analytics, informatics, bioinformatics, and artificial intelligence. Anticipating the country's urgent need for expertise in artificial intelligence, the Center for Intelligent Systems was established to support research on autonomous systems, robotic equipment, smart devices, augmented reality, intelligent manufacturing, and many other relevant technologies. The computational resources provided by UP's Big Data project in 2020 and our latest acquisition of supercomputers, thanks to our donors, provide the infrastructure for the center. As for the omic sciences, we focused on omics research by expanding the Philippine Genome Center. We brought it to UP Visayas and UP Mindanao to capacitate the regions in genomics, proteomics, metabolomics, and transcriptomics. Daming omics niyan. This will facilitate research to diagnose cancers and find therapies for animal and human diseases. In UP Los Baños, we established zoonosis as a program of that campus. Alongside this, we also pursued equally important initiatives like the establishment of the UP NOAA Center in 2017 as the core component of the UP Resilience Institute, which is a proactive hub of benchmark innovation and research-based information, vital to climate change mitigation and adaptation. Another is the completion of the cycle of drug discovery and trials at the newly established Center for Early Stage Drug Development in UP Diliman, which complements the Institute of Herbal Medicine at UP Manila's National Institutes of Health. We also saw the urgent need to modify UP's educational delivery systems in line with the changing education environment. Under my leadership, UP began crafting its academic roadmap to harness technologies that would improve the quality of UP instruction and enhance the learning journey of our students. We planned our transition toward blended learning, strategizing how online delivery systems and a broadcast television network could complement our traditional residential learning. So we established a TV station for UP. It is TV UP Channel 101. Our preparations to shift to a mode of course delivery, combining face-to-face, virtual, and experiential learning, were making progress when the pandemic broke out. Following the declaration of enhanced community quarantine in 2020, we suspended classes across the UP system except for UP OU, thanks to the vision of the visionary President Emil Javier. For the duration of the lockdowns, we were guided by three principles: protect our UP community from the pandemic, sustain the continuity of instruction and learning, and consider equity concerns in all our plans. To enable our students and faculty to connect and engage via online distance learning platforms, we acquired software to support remote work, teaching and learning, as well as additional library resource subscriptions and other major library information systems. We also provided learning assistant grants to our students, launched fund campaigns to supply them with gadgets and internet connectivity, and instituted mental health support programs to address their psychosocial needs. And so, when academic year 2021-2022 rolled in, we were better prepared with programs and upgrades that improved our academic environment. Indeed, the pandemic only spurred the dramatic reshaping of UP's education landscape, but we have been on that way even before. We forged new academic partnerships with universities worldwide. Currently, we are in partnership with 350 higher education and research institutions in 43 countries, 49 in North America, 55 in Europe, 3 in Africa, 7 in the Middle East, 22 in Australia and Oceania, and 214 in Asia. Our programs on international mobility continued and expanded despite the lockdowns. We supported some 600 undergraduate and almost 300 graduate students in foreign universities through our Move Up and Cooperate programs. We also provided some 250 travel grants for UP artists, scientists, researchers, scholars, and graduate students to participate and present their work in international conferences. Ay, salamat. Thank you very much po. Maganda yan, ano? Hindi lang kayo nahihirapan, ako rin. Share tayo, shared. Sharing. The university is ever conscious of its mandate to be a global university and strives to be at par with the best universities in the world. UP was the first Philippine university to figure in the THE World University Rankings. And we are the first to break into the top 500 universities of the world. Nauna na tayo, pero hindi naman masama kung may sumunod. We maintained this ranking in 2021, staying among the top 500 research-intensive universities of the world. Among universities in Asia, UP was among the top 100 in 2019. In fact, we ranked 4th in Southeast Asia. The new trend in world university rankings is to assess universities based on sustainable development goals, which is in line with UP's mandate to lead as a public service university. When QS released its first ever Sustainability World University Rankings last October 2022, UP emerged in the top 401 out of 700 universities of the world and number 1 in the Philippines. Take note, number 1 in the Philippines. Throughout my 6 years as president, we sought to improve the quality of work life of all UP employees. We addressed the issue of contractualization by first converting 314 contract of service or non-UP contractual positions, as we call them in UP. We converted them to UP contractual appointments. So we regularized them. And secondly, continuously filling up vacant items so that our non-UP workers may be regularized as UP contractuals. From 2018 to 2022, we were able to receive 857 new plantilla items from DBM. And we were promised 1,000 new plantilla items for faculty, and we are now in the process of getting the first 400. Merit promotions for faculty, reps, and administrative staff are now running continuously. Hindi na po kinakailangan mag-antay ng pondo, hindi na po kinakailangan mag-antay ng kung ano-ano. If a faculty believes he has all the qualifications to get promoted, all that he has to do is apply. Additionally, Sagad Awards were granted to all deserving reps and admin staff who have reached the maximum step of their positions. For each year, since 2017, more than 2,300 employees with meritorious ratings received the Sagad Awards. And I'm sure the incoming president will continue this practice of giving grants to our faculty members. After the 2019 faculty merit promotions, we began the transition to a new system of promotions that allows for an annual, individualized, merit-based, and professional system. Ito po yung sinasabi ko na you don't have to wait for whatever, money from Malacanang or call from the administration. All you have to do is file an application. Parang hindi nyo gusto yun? We worked with employees' unions and other stakeholders to enhance employee benefits. Apart from the collective negotiation agreement incentive amounting to 25,000 pesos, which was given every year during my term without fail. UP employees also received their PBB every year without fail. And in the Philippines, only 2 universities were able to get this. UP and our sister university, the Mindanao State University. I also created the fund to give scholarships to our administrative staff. Pinaaral po natin ang ating mga administrative staff, hindi lang faculty. At sa ngayon, meron ng 45 na nakatapos ng kanilang master's degree. At ang tingin ko sila ay due na for promotion. Perhaps most visibly throughout my term, I strove to create an enabling environment for UP's constituents with safe, attractive, and sustainable infrastructure conducive to teaching, learning, and working. This we achieved through the untiring support of our elected lawmakers in the halls of Congress and officials in national agencies. Since I assumed office in 2017, UP has received more than 2 billion pesos every year for infrastructure projects. This amount is given to us through congressional initiative in the General Appropriations Act. And this amount is on top of what DBM has allotted to us in the National Expenditure Program or the General Appropriations Bill. Wala pong patid yun, taon-taon. Kaya naman po, new buildings, facilities, laboratories, and public spaces have been constructed in each of UP's 8 constituent universities and in its 21 campuses throughout the country. To augment further UP's budget, we reached out to partners within and outside the government, and we attracted donations and collaborations from alumni groups and the private sector. You know, the budget we submit to DBM every year amounts to more than 42 billion pesos, but DBM gives us only half of it. Then Congress would give us 2 billion, more than 2 billion. So the deficit will be lessened by 2 billion. So we really have to do some more to raise more funds to sustain what UP needs. So we turned to our alumni and the private sector. Their generosity during my term collected more than 4 billion pesos in donations to support our infrastructure development and research and learning programs. 4 billion po yun. Hindi ko na po sinama yung maliliit, yung pong malalaki na lang ang isinama natin doon. Since 2017, we worked on more than 200 projects, infrastructure projects, some of which were continuations from the previous administrations. Meron pa pong mga project na minana ko pa galing kay President Roman kasi po matagal bago matapos. The number of these projects grew with the addition of donations and agreements with the private sector. And many of these projects have already been completed, and the rest are in different stages of implementation. Ang isa po sa pinakamalaki na donasyon ay yung donasyon ng Henry C. family. Ginagawa po ngayon ng isang malaking gusali sa UP Manila, ang Neurosciences building. Nakakahalaga po ito ng 1.4 billion pesos. Kalahati na po yata sila. But in the second half of my presidency, while we were making progress on other fronts, the coronavirus pandemic loomed like a towering wave above us, drowning many and bringing terrible suffering in its wake. The only other time the university had faced such a catastrophe was in the Second World War. But even during the Second World War, hindi po tayo sumuko, nanatiling nakabukas ang Philippine General Hospital, ang College of Medicine, at lahat ng ating mga eskwelahan sa medical sciences. How could UP and its mission survive this epochal plague? That was a problem for us, but we did survive. By drawing on our innermost resources, our courage and our knowledge, in other words, by being UP. UP devoted its finest and bravest, especially those in the medical professions. Binuwis pa nila ang mga buhay nila to fighting COVID and giving our people not only health, but hope. Many fell in battle as heroes and martyrs and will be dearly, dearly remembered. Those of us who survived courageously remained at our stations, whether in the office or at home, to resume teaching and research, to ensure the continuing vitality of the university and its contribution to national life. These were among the difficult moments of my presidency, fraught with uncertainty and anxiety. No one could tell how long this pandemic would last, nor when we could return to anything approaching normalcy. But one thing I was never in doubt of was our capability to respond to crisis. This is the training ng mga scholar ng bayan. The pandemic showed UP at its best. I will forever remain proud of our performance under this kind of unprecedented pressure. As we look out from Quezon Hall today, we can see a university much transformed, not only physically, but also in mind and spirit. Our international standing as an institution of higher learning has risen on the crest of our research output and publications. Through our alumni, our influence in our country's political, economic, and cultural life remains as strong as ever. And I would be remiss if I do not recognize and congratulate our men's basketball team for clinching UP's first UAAP championship in 1986. When I spoke for the first time as president of the university before the alumni gathering at the bahay ng alumni, pinangako ko sa kanila, during my term, magka-champion tayo sa basketball. Bakit ko ipinangako yun? 36 na taon na tayong di nananalo ni isa. With the help of our supporters. Andito yung Nowhere to Go But Up, Dinong at Ninang, andyan si Robina, si John Vic Remulla. With these people behind you, behind me, I could never go wrong. Palakpakan naman nyo sila. But you know, it is not the winning the championship which is our greatest achievement. The greatest achievement is we were able to unite the whole UP community. We rekindled the UP spirit among us, and we were able to come up as one UP in spirit, and resolve to our best to hurdle our hardships. Not everything will be properly said and done if I do not express my thanks, love, and appreciation to my wife, Attorney Gabby, and my children, who were always there to support me in dealing with all the stress of my position. As far as I can remember, Gabby is the first to be called Flotup, First Lady of UP, of the University of the Philippines. Sorry, sweetheart. Attorney Gabby ably led several bloodletting campaigns on campus when blood supply for patients was running critical low. You know, I was a governor of Red Cross, so si Gabby tumutulong din. With friends and volunteers, she organized relief distribution or ayuda to the members of our community who were in need during the lockdown. And many of you who supported her are here. I won't mention your names, you know who you are. And she also organized a group that distributed Noche Buena treats to our security guards in Diliman who were away from their families being on duty on Christmas Eve. Kawawa naman. But most of all, my wife has added her own heart to mine and made my heart bigger for the much-needed love and compassion in performing my duties to all of you. So thank you very much. She is that magic potion that kept me sane all throughout the 6 years. I will retire. In fact, I am now retiring from my post with deep pride and gratitude for this opportunity of a lifetime. And I would like to thank my team and my former team. Teddy Rebosa is here. My team, the chancellors, the vice chancellors, the vice presidents, the assistant vice presidents. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Hindi ko po magagawang lahat ito kung hindi po ninyo ako sinuportahan ng buong puso. I now welcome my successor with high hopes and expectations. Attorney Gigi Jimenez was my former student. Trusting that he will sustain our progressive initiatives, defend our academic freedom as a prerequisite to excellence, and bring our beloved University of the Philippines to new heights of glory and service to our people. To you, President Gigil, I am now turning over to your care our beloved university. Mabuhay ang Universidad ng Pilipinas! Mabuhay ang mga scholar ng bayan!
Mabuhay po at maraming salamat, President Danilo L. Concepcion. May we request President Concepcion to stay on stage for the turnover ceremony. We now come to the highlight of this event as we will be witnessing a historic moment in UP's history, the turnover of the UP Presidency. So again, we would like to request President Concepcion to join us on stage for the turnover ceremony. And may we now request the Secretary of the University and of the Board of Regents, Attorney Roberto M.J. Lara, to hand over the UP mace to President Concepcion. And we also request our new President and incoming Secretary of the University and of the Board of Regents, Attorney Roberto Lara, to please join President Danilo L. Concepcion on stage.
May spill lang po, sir. Sige po, sir. Dito po. Sa gitna po kayo, sir. Gitna po kayo, sir. Gigil.
Isinasalin ko sa iyo, President Gigil, ang setrong ito sa gisag ng otoridad ng Pangulo ng Universidad ng Pilipinas.
President Concepcion, punta po kayo sa gitna. Tapos, sir, dito po. Yes, hawak niyo po. Tapos yung spill niyo po.
Tinatanggap ko ang setrong ito at lahat ng sinasagisag nito at taos-pusong nanunumpa. Ako na iukol ko ang aking buong pagkatao para sa ikagagaling ng moral na pamumuno, kagalingang pang-akademiko at material na kapakanan ng universidad. Bilang natatanging sentro ng pangunahing kaalaman at pananaliksik para sa mamamayang Pilipino.
Marami pong salamat, President Concepcion, President Jimenez, and Secretary Lara. So we'll now have a photo opportunity with members of media as well as our partners from the different government agencies and private institutions across the country. So friends, with applause, let us all thank the outgoing President, Dr. Danilo L. Concepcion, for his dedicated service. Maraming salamat po, President Concepcion. And now let us welcome the new President of the University of the Philippines, President Angelo A. Jimenez.
President, thank you. President Danilo Concepcion, members of the Board of Regents, past and present, the officials of our university, former CHED Chair, Tati Licuanan, ma'am, former President Emelinda Roman. She was Chancellor of the UP Diliman when I was Chairman of the Diliman Student Council. Chancellor Roman, thank you for being here, ma'am. My good friend, of course, let me just allow me to single out Regent Francis Laurel. Thank you, big brother, for being here for me. The faculty, staff, and alumni present here tonight, this morning, the students of our 8 constituent universities, our guests from Taiwan, thank you very much for braving the Philippine sun without complaining. It does not burn, as you saw. It cooks us right. And we in UP cannot complain for as long as that man standing stark naked behind me with his face uplifted to the sky, his arms outstretched, do not complain. That man standing beside me is the oblation. It is a symbol of UP as an offering to the Filipino people. Maaari bang palakpakan natin ang oblation? Our guests from the Diplomatic Corps. mga mamayang Pilipino, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Please allow me to begin by extending my heartfelt gratitude to President, let me call him now Danny. I've long called him Professor and Mr. President. And now he's President Danny and the officials of the university who have graciously assisted myself and my team for the past few weeks as we prepared for this day. Our goal was to hit the ground running on day one, and it looks like we will likely accomplish it. Sa naglagotob sa kinauyukan sa akong dughan, ang tumang pasalamat sa serbisyo ninyong tanan. I am especially grateful, Commissioner Libres of CHED, my fellow Mindanaoan is here. Thank you, sir, for representing CHED. But I'm especially grateful to President Danny, whom I love to call Danny the Builder, for all the work you have done in the last 6 years. All of us are challenged to leave this world a little better than we found it. When President Danny Concepcion assumed office 6 years ago, he took this to heart, and he will leave the university much, much better than when he found it. Walk around this campus, and the evidence is clear. And it also seems that he's not just Danny the Builder. From the arc of the fountain, again behind me, he also looks like UP's first water bender. And from the way he built towering edifices from the ashes of burnt buildings, it seems he is also the phoenix making buildings rise from the ashes. And of course, I must not forget to thank Gabby, my classmate in law school, the contemporary of my wife in UP Law, for sharing Danny Con with us for the last 6 years. Thank you, Gabby. I would like to acknowledge as well, my contemporary in the student movement in UP, Senator Francis Pangilinan. And very close as family to me, the Hizons who are here, of the 5th District of Manila, Councilor J.B. Hizon and Councilor T.J. Hizon, not simultaneously, consecutively. And their mother, of course, Madam Lita Hizon. Have I forgotten anyone? And my very good friend and fellow Mindanaoan, and one of the best graduates UP has ever produced, the president of Chooks to Go, Ronald Mascareñas. He was a student of my mother in Butuan City High School. From 92B, Jojo, Tito, Mato. Please complete the rest, please. Nelly Jo from UPV. My partners from my law firm. My bosses in our law firm. Let me just share with you some broad outlines of a vision for UP. Our country has just weathered a global pandemic that has triggered massive disruptions in business, technology, labor, and education. This has upended conventional thinking and compelled humankind to hurriedly adapt to and accept new realities. In this day and age, higher education institutions cannot be parochial and self-absorbed. We need to acquire a global consciousness in carrying our mandates, to look at the developments of the immediate past and prepare ourselves for a future in which the pace of innovation, as artificial intelligence teaches us, is faster than the speed of light. With this as background, the University of the Philippines is envisioned in the next 6 years to be at the forefront of transformative scientific, cultural, and artistic pedagogy, research, and public service in local and global communities. Our mission is to foster efficacy, effectivity, and efficiency through transdisciplinary engagement in teaching, research, and public service. Ang UP ay mananatiling bulwagan ng dangal at ipagpatuloy natin ang simulaing nito tungo sa husay at dangal. Honor and excellence. But they are not enough. Aanhin ang husay at dangal kung walang malasakit at kung walang pakikipagkapwa-tao. A transformative UP means no individual or small group effort would probe enough to offer a sound alternative to the complexities we are facing today. Though coming from various backgrounds and enjoying disparate privileges, UP has provided and will always provide its constituencies with a common ground to overcome our differences. A passion for knowledge production brought us together and has given us a sense of belonging, which is a strong ground to negotiate between the legacy we share and the future we envision, to better serve our academic community and the world we live. This is the cornerstone of our first line of action. Pumailan lang, pumalaot. Pumailan lang, pumalaot is pakikipag-ugnayan, which entails a call for communion. It is a commitment to recognize and respect each other's worth. And in this sense, we will champion the following. First, engagement in transdisciplinary research, which is also an attempt to end the silo mentality. We must conduct more collaborative research and creative projects among disciplines and among constituent universities, with an agenda of creating translational research that will benefit the country and the people. At the end of the day, the general public should always be the target of our audience of our research. It is our obligation to convert scientific, social scientific, and artistic research into practical programs that will uplift the lives of Filipino people. We have to build strong bridges within and between constituent universities. In our current reality, no single discipline nor single campus is able to provide holistic and comprehensive solutions to the problems confronted by an ever-changing world. We have to promote and encourage greater interaction and dialogue among UP constituents, such as institutionalization of research programs or curation of creative projects that engage the sciences and the arts in solving social concerns and critically interrogating social issues. Second, let us build a stronger pakikipag-ugnayan with our alumni. They are an integral part of the UP community. Their role in providing resources to UP is invaluable. However, they are more than sources of much-needed funds. They are role models for our students. They may also serve as mentors to our students, or they can be co-facilitators in extension programs and public services. Our alumni are also our international ambassadors, showing the world what honor and excellence with compassion means. Third, UP must also move forward towards the direction of 21st century education by building and crossing bridges towards digital technology. UP needs to digitally transform learning in order to be responsive to the period of rapid change in an increasingly globalized environment. In this regard, UP in the next 6 years will critically participate in the Industrial Revolution 4.0. And we will journey towards the transformation of a learner-centered digital university. To be more concrete, digital transformation in the UP context means a differentiated and personalized learning, the tailoring of learning content, processes, and activities to match each learner's ability level. Digital learning resources, the creation of digital resources that engage students in learning activities and support students' learning goals. Global and remote learning, learning from anywhere and at any time. And fourth, administrative efficiencies, the greater use of data science in decision making. I imagine our campuses enjoying high-speed internet networks and the enhanced digital competence of our faculty and staff. We want to create compelling digital content in education that include current, relevant, and accurate information that are user-friendly and are aligned to the highest quality standards. This will be made available to all UP students regardless of constituent university they are enrolled in. As part of our extension service, we shall also happily share the digital course content that we may develop with other state universities and colleges. Our digital transformation initiative will also expand and make it easier for our students to cross-enroll in other UP constituent universities. One UP. Fourth, as a national university, we must help the nation by reaching out to the state universities and colleges in the regions. With its resources, UP is better armed as a teaching, research, and public university. We must extend honor and excellence to the state university and colleges by ways of consortium or by assisting in capacity buildings or by sending our experts to aid them in academic program development. UP must replicate itself democratically. Fifth, reaching out to our administrative staff members is also a very important aspect of pakikipag-ugnayan. Our pakikipag-ugnayan agenda. We will review the benefit of our staff members. We will sit down with the Department of Budget and Management and the Civil Service Commission to address personnel and regularization issues on an institutional level. I had breakfast of lugaw with the officers of the union just before proceeding here this morning. The second major plan of action is to develop pride of place. We have to envision a UP where spaces are safe, nurturing, shared, connected, and sustainable. This is an opportunity to think of UP as a means to transform spaces into places with meaning and memories. Emplacement is historically and culturally wired. Our existence is embodied in space and time. A place has history. It can tell its own story. It also articulates cultural memory. And in the case of UP, it is an extension of a long history of intellectual, scientific, and artistic endeavors. Pride of place plays an important role in identifying and supporting place-based policy, which includes environmental governance mechanisms as well. Pride of place entails community spirit, confidence in an area, standing up for the university and community in the face of adversity. The ultimate goal of everyone is to involve everyone in the disposition of, I care, and I want to improve this place. We have to maintain UP as an ideal space of learning. Our digital national university will not only be a place to learn, it will be an ideal place to live and play. Our campuses will be green oases, the lungs of communities that host them. We will set standards towards carbon neutrality, and in developing our campuses, we will abide by the international good practice principles for sustainable infrastructure. Our campuses will serve as refuge for weary souls that will be rejuvenated through the power of art and culture. UP campuses will be arts hubs. We have to maximize the use of our spaces. Our campuses are good venues of found space performances, site-specific exhibitions, community gatherings, and socializations. With our sense of paglulugar, pagpupuok, we are able to craft a system-wide arts and culture policy that will cement UP's place as the leader in arts education, culture promotion, cultural centers, and communities that host our campuses. I will be inviting our Rebilio to help me in this. Consequently, paglulugar, pagpupuok will also develop a work environment that lead to fulfilling professional lives and improve well-being. It is about the provision of resources that the faculty and staff members need to deliver excellent results. Hence, we will continue to invest in our human resources, our most important asset. Immediately, we will create a more transparent and accountable selection process for incentives and rewards. Work to increase faculty and non-staff, non-wage benefits, and develop a program to help our retirees transition to their new lives. In the end, paglulugar, pagpupuok is also pride in people and pride in their contribution, big or small. Finally, UP has molded and shaped its students. Its faculty and researchers have innovated and constructed new knowledge. At the same time, UP continuously gives back to the communities, and this is key. We will continue to perform its unique and distinctive leadership in higher education and national development. But the hallmark of UP in the next 6 years will be service to the nation. Serve the people. I sincerely believe that this is not simply on top of what we do, nor is it something that we should do on a voluntary basis. Service to the nation, serve the people, is constitutive of who we are and what we do. It is our raison d'etre. Together, we will work towards a UP that is more engaged with their communities, the nation, and the world. As a national university, our responsibility is to keep the needs of society in order to help create sustainable, inclusive human development. We will continue to be focused on the development of an enlightened and engaged citizenry and a more specialized practical education for development. We cannot be satisfied for knowledge's sake. Our role does not end in producing graduates with 21st century skills. We need to go beyond undertaking research and policy advice on improving governance, making the economy stronger, or creating a sustainable ecosystem. In this sense, we will work to intensify knowledge co-creation or the joint production of innovation with the private sector, civil society organizations, and communities themselves. Service learning, an educational approach that combines learning objectives with community service in order to provide a pragmatic, progressive learning experience for our community and students in particular, while meeting societal needs. We will embrace our national identity, but aspire to be a global university that asks the consequential questions of our time, and acting locally, strives us to address the serious issues confronting the country and our people. UP will remain a bastion of academic freedom for the simple reason that we cannot achieve excellence without it. And part of it is a commitment to continue honing and supporting all forms of knowledge productions, scientific, social scientific, creative or artistic, professional, and local or indigenous knowledge. The usual knowledge produced by the sciences and the humanities in the formal Western paradigm must not be conceived as the pinnacle of learning. Engagement with indigenous knowledge, with our indigenous people, or what we call the Kaalamang Bayan, is an opportunity to understand that the world is more complicated than what the traditional classrooms provide. We are global, and yet we are rooted to our indigenous worldviews. We are shaped by the challenges and crises that confront us. Our recent crisis have tested our pedagogical modalities, our creative practices, our research projects, and even our physical and mental health. Nonetheless, they have also forced open windows of opportunities for our faculty and students to survive, to strive, and to thrive in the forge of crisis. And we will continue to be an enabler so that they may continue to do just that. In the end, UP will be strong, courageous, critical, and nurturing, because we will be guided by our vision, our mission, and our values. Our UP naming mahal will continue to ensure diversity, inclusivity, and respect as driving forces towards honor, excellence, kindness, and compassion. And as a leader of our academic community, and I can only choose one, I will choose kindness. Our community deserves no less. The Filipino people deserve no less. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhi ang UP. Mabuhi ang paglaon ng bayan.
Dagang salamat, President Angelo A. Jimenez. May we now call on the UP ROTC Band for the singing of the UP Naming Mahal. Marami pong salamat. Maraming salamat, UPROTC Band. Diyan po nagtatapos sa ating programa. Marami pong salamat. Mabuhay po ang ating mga presidente. Mabuhay po ang Universidad ng Pilipinas.
Salamat.